Hello, I'm using new mic settings today, so if this sucks, I apologize. I'll try and not make it suck, but if it does, oh dear. Hi, Cryptid here, your humble internet drawer, and I have some exciting news. I have a TikTok now, and an Instagram, but most importantly a TikTok. See, I'm one of those honorary boomers who had yet to even download the app, let alone post to TikTok. That's not to say that I haven't wasted countless hours watching TikTok compilations on YouTube though. I think it's safe to say that this is my platform of comfort, but if you're interested in that, there's a link to follow me there and on Instagram in the pinned comment. I don't super know what I'm doing, so please be nice. My first post will be up soon, or actually simultaneously with this video. So if you're watching this, it'll be up now. Go check it out. Also, I'm sorry for not posting in a while, but I have my own laptop back and I'm ready to go. So let's just get straight into the speed draw. But before we do though, if you'd like to help the channel grow, please leave a like and subscribe, it'd really mean a lot. And hit the notification bell if you'd like to be notified of all my future uploads. Alright, let's get to it. Okay, be honest. You saw the thumbnail and thought, hey, that doesn't look like Cryptid's usual style. You know, unless you're new here, in which case, hi. But you would be right. So, I really love the painterly style of digital art, and I've dabbled in it with varying amounts of success. It's definitely not my go-to, and I have mad respect for people who just, like that's their style. Two artists on YouTube who I've followed for years do it beautifully, Myries and Jenna Drawing. One of my favourite things to watch used to be Jenna's Draw This Again series. I have just an absolute love of seeing how an artist's style progresses through videos like this. Neither of them post anymore it seems, which is a bit sad, but I get it, but still a bit sad. Anyways, Myries I followed mostly just to ooh and ah at their beautiful work, but Jenna was actually a big inspiration for whenever I tried to draw, you know, without line art. I would try and emulate her style, or not really her style, but her workflow. You see, when I watched Myries, my brain would just not compute the way that they painted, at all. It's beautiful, but f if I know how to do that. Jenna, on the other hand, I felt like I could get a grasp on because I could listen to her explain as she drew. Turns out no, I could not, and it resulted in me finding out that I absolutely do not like the program Cryptid, which is what she uses. Cryptid was intimidating then, and it's still intimidating now. I don't care if it's an inferior drawing program, Fire Alpaca is my nice, safe, easy-to-use son. Can you tell I've had this debate with someone recently? Anyway, where was I going? I had a point. Point being, I've always loved this style and wanted to be good at it. I mean, I love my usual style, but there's something really pretty about a well-rendered portrait. The number of times I've actually finished a painterly, and I'm using that word generously, but the number of times that I've actually finished a painterly style artwork I'm pretty sure I could count them on one hand. Let me throw them up on screen. And this one that I'm drawing now wasn't even going to be that. I just wanted to, well, I'll explain the actual subject of the drawing in a second, but it was just going to be lined and shaded the way that I usually do it. But then, by the time I put in the flat base colors, I was just like, oh, wow, I hate it. So then I just went may as well and started painting over it. You could actually tell from the video because I got fed up and stopped recording and didn't start again until I was like, you know what, this is actually salvageable. So that's why you might have already seen a chunk of the video missing. Whoops. All I did was finish blocking in colors, change the background color, and start shading the hair, so you didn't miss much. So who am I drawing? In a shock to nobody, it is one of my OCs. But there's a twist. So, okay, this might seem tangential, and I assure you it is, but The Owl House, right? Fantastic show, so I've heard. I've thus far only interacted with it through YouTube clips, edits, and fan art. I've been meaning to watch it, seriously meaning to watch it, and I probably should. It kind of feels like required reading since Disney finally acknowledged the existence of lesbians beyond having one voice of fish. You know, kind of. But I did see this, Dana Terrace's beta designs for the characters, where they're aged up and edgy as shit. And I was just enthralled by it, because the story my characters are a part of, the actual canon story, ends in a, well, I'd call it the bad ending. It's a little Homestuckian in the way that most of them die. But there is a sort of non-canon continuation of the story that I've been fleshing out. It's non-canon because the reason behind everyone not dying is just the most demon ex machina bullshit. Just unapologetic bullshit. And it's called The Ghosts Say You, as in alternate universe. And that's all you need to know about that. But Felix, who is a pretty gentle little 15-year-old in the original, grows up to be an edgy problem child, because if there's anything I'm good at, it's giving my OCs issues. To be fair, you would too if you had at one point been locked in a shed full of dead bodies in the dead of winter as a minor. Which, yes, is in fact something that happens to him canonically. But now you can probably see why I was inspired by the Owl House beta concept art to do my own rendition of that for the Ghosts Say You. Particularly for Felix, because whereas the happiness of most of my other characters goes up over the course of the AU, Felix gets worse before they get better. So it works with the darker tone that the beta designs gave off. By the way, I hope it's not too confusing if I go between different pronouns for Felix. They use different pronouns depending on what point of their life, or the plot rather, I'm referring to. So when I was drawing this, I was also thinking about the song Good For You by Olivia Rodrigo, because as I know most people with OCs do with theirs, I could picture Felix singing it. They have a really feminine voice, so it just worked well. And I could just imagine them crashing one of Leo's concerts as a surprise opening act and then just going off on stage. Hence the Hence the smearing mascara. I've kind of been thinking of making an animatic of that actually. I've been practicing doing animatics. I haven't done any full ones, so I haven't posted them anywhere. Though if I did, I don't think I would post them to YouTube since it's just really unfun when you animate or make an animatic to music and YouTube is just like, wait, that's illegal. TikTok lets you upload 3-minute videos now apparently, so I might start posting stuff like that there. I've got some animations in the works, so that'll probably be where they'll be published. I don't really know what the market for longer videos on TikTok is like, but hey, somebody will probably want to watch them, maybe. I kind of want to talk more about the process of drawing this portrait, but I don't really know what I did. I just kind of messed around with it until I liked the way that it looked. As I said, I don't draw in this style a lot. I should also say that I'm not going for realism. I think that's pretty obvious. Otherwise, this would be a pretty funky looking alien with big eyes and a tiny mouth. And to an extent, I think that the proportions are a little too off, even for this style, but it's alright. One of my previous attempts at Painterly that I showed earlier, I think this one is from 2019, is actually pretty similar in a lot of ways. It might just be the colour. One thing that I love to do is combining darker skin tones with intense lighting, or vibrantly coloured lighting, I should say, especially purple, because the darker the skin tone, the more colour reflects off of it, and it's just so much fun to paint. You can make dark skin look pretty colourful before it starts to look weird. I find it a lot harder to do with lighter skin tones, unless the reflected colour is peach or yellow. Anything else can look kind of alien. And even yellow can pull jaundiced very quickly. I think the skin tone I wound up with here is actually probably too dark for Felix. I sound like I'm matching foundation, but it looks a lot closer to Elijah's or Jade's. And I say wound up with because sometimes I find in this style it's a little hard to maintain the tones you start off with because of how much you blend as you paint. Then again, it's supposed to be in shadow, so it would appear darker anyway. Either way, I think it looks pretty overall. Maybe a bit too vibrant on the skin as well, but it's okay. So Felix typically has white to cream coloured hair, but I'd like to think that they'd box dye it black and then wind up with white regrowth as they grow their hair out into a mullet. I've also given them pretty high gauge curved tapers in their ears, and this is sort of important, kind of. Earrings are a pretty prominent cultural thing for elves in this world, both species, who get them pierced as a symbol of going through great adversity in their lives and then coming out stronger on the other side, so it's like a symbol of strength. So Felix would have gotten theirs pierced shortly after the main canon of the story, after the war ends. Unlike humans, it's not something that elves do willy-nilly, getting pierced, because it hurts like hell for them, because their ears are more sensitive than human ears not only to sound, but to painful sensations like piercing. Because of this, very few have their ears stretched, because the whole process would just be immensely painful. And Felix having theirs like this is sort of also a sign that they're kind of not doing great, with life and mental health and all that. But I made them blue though, which matches their eyes, so that's nice. I think the eyes are my favourite part of this drawing, because I wasn't super sure if I was liking the way it was turning out, even like up until I added the colour into the eyes. And that's when I decided that I actually liked it. I didn't go crazy into detail on the eyes, but I still like how striking they are. I also really like the texture of their skin in general and all the little freckles. They have a scar across their nose from around the same time frame as that locked in a shed full of bodies incident, when his brother came to rescue him and wound up slicing him across the face by accident. But yeah, that would obviously still be there. That's how scars work. For final touches, I will be adding a detailed background. No, not really. Whose channel do you think you're on? It's just a single color block background, but it's a really nice shade of periwinkle. And behind Felix, I've got these like layered outlines sort of to contrast him from the background. I don't know what this color combination, the different shades of blue, is reminding me of, but it's something. Something techie maybe. I don't know. I like it. I think it's cool. But yeah, that leaves us pretty much done with the artwork. I'm honestly pretty pumped about the way that this drawing turned out. I sent a photo of just the face to one of my friends and he asked me what program I used to render it, and I was like, I can't tell if you're being serious or if you're just trying to flatter me, but either way it worked. I don't know, maybe I'll try more of this style because I did have a lot of fun with this. If you liked this video, please leave a like and subscribe. If you didn't, little odd that you're still here, but by all means drop a dislike. Links to follow me on all of my platforms are in the description and pinned comment below. Definitely go send me some love on TikTok, because Lord knows I need it. Alright, that's all for today. I hope to see you in the next one. Later!